All right, hello, hello, hello. All right, I am Lee with DevU, and today's video we will download and install Visual Studio. So Visual Studio will be the IDE or integrated development environment that we use for this C# course. So with that said, that's just where we're going to type our code and allow it to run. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Screen 2. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And first, what we have to do is we just have to search for Visual Studio. Download. All right, so we should get here after doing a Google search, and it should be one of the first options, download Visual Studio 2019 for Windows and Mac. So once you get there, you have 3 options, or you have multiple options. You have 3 options for Visual Studio 2019, which is the latest version as of today for 2020. It's the latest version as of today, and we have 3 options. So you have the community, professional, and enterprise. So notice that the enterprise and professional versions offer only a free trial, and the community is free, is completely free download, and that's the one we'll be using for our class. So we'll click this button here, free download, and it should start downloading automatically, and then we'll just have to run. We can close that for now. So now you'll get a window that pops up that asks, do you want to make this, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And it should be a Visual Studio installer, and the verified publisher should be Microsoft Corporation. Click yes, and it should complete the download and pop up your installer. So here it says we need a few things to set up, and we'll just continue there. And now this is when you wait. And once that is done installing, it'll pop up to this screen, the Visual Studio installer. And it is still, oh, there we go. Quick and easy. So here you get different options for different components or plugins, or just different options to set up to use in addition to your Visual Studio. So you could just have just the Visual Studio IDE, and then you have different, modules that you can add to it. So we're gonna click this .NET one to give us the options to build WPF, Windows Forms, and console applications. So I think for the most part, we're going to be building console applications and throughout our course. So we'll want to get this one. And once we get things moving further along, we will be jumping into the .NET framework. So we'll click the blue install button down there. And then now we allow the download to happen. This is where we wait. And this is also the time where we appreciate and anticipate. Possibly motivate. I am now at 18%, 20, So I guess this would be a good opportunity to talk about some other things. So here you'll see we have the start after installation box checked, meaning we will start or launch the program after installation. So Visual Studio will pop up after we install. Here you can see the release notes if you're interested in that. Here you have the option to pause. For the most part, you probably don't want to pause because it takes long enough itself, and we don't need any additional reason to hold that up. Yep, so right now it is installing packages 35 of 321, so that's very interesting news there. So we're going to go ahead and get through this. We're at 46%, almost there. So not only is it downloading, but it is downloading and verifying. That's important stuff. Yes, yes. Yep. So yeah, we're here, day 39 of quarantine. You know, we're just here to drop some fresh knowledge on people, you know. Personally, I hope to come out of this quarantine a stronger, smarter, more capable person. Also hope to encourage people to do the same during this quarantine. Create a team of highly motivated coders and just people. So, you know, the quarantine is a blessing and a curse. Shout out to all the delivery workers, nurses, grocery store workers, people who work in any industry that's still working, banks, financial services. You know, sometimes, you know, it's that last 1% that's the hardest to get. And this happens to be one of them times. In fact, it might be two of them times. Oh, it's done. All right, so now it is done. We have Visual Studio Community 2019 edition. Powerful IDE free for students, open source contributors, and individuals. Now this window pops up automatically. Visual Studio, we're getting things ready, and it asks you to sign in or sign up. So if you already have, what is it, an Outlook account, Microsoft? Yeah, Outlook. If you already have an Outlook account, you can just sign in using that. If you don't, you may have to quickly put one together. I use one, attached it to I created a account attached to my Gmail. And once you're signed in, you'll get this here. So here we're going to create a new project. And let's see. We're just going to create a console app. Blah, 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 blah. So we have a project name. I'm going to say first application. And take that space out of here. Location, this is where you will save all of your projects. So everything that you, all of your C# projects, I'm going to save them here. Play solution project, same directory. Then I'm gonna go ahead and create. All right. Wow. They did the fun part for you. So this is our first console application. And usually for our first console application, we go ahead and write hello world to the console. And like they already do that for you. So one thing to keep in mind, this is where our main method is, and this is where we'll start coding in this class. And they did the fun part for us. So let's go ahead and change this and make it our own and say something else. I'm gonna change this to Hey World. We can run our application. There's a play button up here with our project's name. And if we hit play, we will see the application build first. And we will see our console pop up. And up here at the top, I was looking for it. Up here at the top, it says, Hey World. Then as it says here, press any key to close the window. We wrote our first C# app. Thank you. You were great. And let's start jumping into some code. I'll see you all soon. Follow us on DevU.org, on Instagram. Subscribe to our channel. See what we're doing. We'll have short, what we call flash classes. We'll have some deep dives. We have in-class person. We have or in-class classrooms or in-person classrooms, virtual classrooms. Just follow us and see what's coming up next. Thanks and peace. We're done, y'all. That's it.